Okay, what's going on, guys? I am gathering up some gear right now, and we're gonna go out for a little photo shoot soon. I have a pair of these M&M Recovery album inspired dunks, and I wanna actually go ahead and take you guys out and show you what I'm looking for at various shooting locations. So a few years back, we dropped this custom sneaker photography guide, and it just walks through a lot of cool shooting locations, poses that you can do, and things that you want to look out for. And so today, I kind of want to film just a fun walkthrough of all of the stuff that's in this guide. And thousands of people have checked this out, downloaded it, gotten one of these physical copies when they've ordered something from Angelus. And I just think that this pair is really cool for the type of different settings that I like to show throughout this guide. So we're gonna get out of the studio today. So something different, but I'm excited. Let's go have some fun. So for shot number one here, something incredibly basic. Everybody can find a brick background nearby. I usually like to go behind big empty grocery store parking lots where you have little strip malls and there might be different buildings, so you might be able to find some variation within your brick, a couple different textures that you can pick from. But I just think brick works as a perfect complement. You really can't go wrong no matter what your theme is. Sometimes you might get some grungy or dirty bricks that might enhance your theme. Sometimes you might want to find something a little bit cleaner depending on what you're going for. But nonetheless, it's a safe bet. You can always find some nearby. And you can do this either with a partner or grab a tripod and shoot it in different ways. You could do something where maybe the shoes are a little bit closer to your side. Maybe you stick your arm a little bit further out. Tons of variation. A lot of different things that you can do, but nonetheless, this is always a safe shot that you can fall back on, so it's great to have this one in your arsenal. All right, for this shot, I really wanted to do something that was kind of inspired by the album cover itself. So it's very simple in that we have M&M walking on the left side of the frame, this long empty road. We have some forestry in the background. We have the blue in the sky along with some clouds. And a lot of those are elements that I incorporated into the design on the shoes themselves. But I thought it might also be cool to try to somewhat emulate some of those very basic things in the photo itself. I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it exact, but I still thought I love this very basic angled shot. And what if I could capture some of what's in that album cover as well, where you have the long, lonely road in the distance, a feeling of isolation, the blue sky with the clouds, some of that forestry. I would have loved to have some yellow parking lines right here. I thought that would be cool. But nonetheless, we do this angled shot all the time. You could do it up against brick, any other texture. We have this chain link fence. I really like that for this. This is one that I knew would take a little bit of editing in order to get it just how I envisioned, from adding a bit more blue into that sky, along with faking that yellow curb. This is also another shot that I really recommend trying to get down as low as possible and pointing your camera back upwards at the shoes. Then I also will typically position myself just slightly off of the wall that the shoes are on and point my camera back towards them and off into the distance. So we are currently at an empty loading dock. I liked it because I found this white brick background and there's some other great textures here. You can see all of this rust that we have. There's still a lot of salt on the ground because we had some snow recently. And what I love about this, since we're elevated, we don't have to get down on the ground in order to capture those eye level shots, where usually you need to get essentially onto your stomach to get eye level with the shoes. Here, since they're elevated, we don't have to do that. We just need to duck down a little bit and we can capture some really nice shots. There's also some spots where it's a little bit wet, and usually you might think that that might be a hindrance to you capturing good photos, but at the same time, it actually might help you. So I decided to take some shots where it was a little bit more wet as well. So just test out different things, different floor settings for what the shoes may be on versus, what the texture is gonna be in the foreground that's really blurred out. But right here, it's gonna be really brown and orange, and I think that's gonna help. It's gonna make some of those colors, those reds and yellows, stand out too. Just a few extra tips for this style of shot, but don't forget to follow your classic rule of thirds when framing it. And if you want to create more of a blurred look, you want to create a greater distance between your wall and the subject, being the shoes in this case. And I also like to point the camera in a slightly upwards direction in order to make the shoes feel even more grandiose. So I went ahead and bought the album just for this specific shot. It's always great if you can include a prop that matches the theme, of course, and by having the album, which served as the inspiration for the piece, I thought I would just add to the photo, of course. So I really like this one. Down in my studio, I have all gray floors, so I just rolled out this brown vinyl flooring. I have a couple different options that I'll use from time to time for photos, but just because the shoe has so much gray, I figured that by swapping out the gray floors for the brown floors, hopefully we can make them stand out a little bit more. So I really like what I've seen so far by just having that album cover nearby. Threw on a pair of the Panda Dunks as well, just so we can have an all dunk themed photo. And this is just a really cool photo that I think like a lot of lifestyle sneaker photographers will shoot from time to time. This is something that I remember Ronnie Feig used to always post. And I just love following these type of photographers because they serve as a huge inspiration for me and always are serving up really cool ideas for what I can do with my photos from time to time. And they make everything look so simple. They make it seem like they just are shooting photos within their home with hardly any setup. But of course, there's so much more going on behind the scenes, which is a little bit of what we're trying to cover here today. Okay, so for this shot, sorry guys, but it was way too windy for me to use any of this audio. So for this overhead shot, what I was looking for was just your classic black top along with some of those yellow parking lines. And something that you've heard me mention over and over throughout this video is the word texture. And that's always what I'm gonna be looking for. So in this shot, we have some of that black top, it's starting to get torn up, and it's just giving it this really cool grungy look. And there's likely so many great backgrounds that you can find nearby for a shot like this. Try to be cautious of the lighting because if you're shooting outdoors, you want to make sure that you don't end up overexposing your shot. If it's a really bright sunny day, it was actually the first day of spring when I was shooting these, and it was a little bit brighter than I would hope for, but it was a little bit later in the day, so the sun was starting to go down by now. And if you're shooting indoors, you want to make sure that by standing over the shoes, you're not casting shadows on them. Alright guys, we are back in the studio now, and there's a few more general things that I want to cover that we didn't get to touch on outside. So starting off with shooting conditions, what I'm usually looking for at any of the locations that we talked about is going to be a decent amount of shade. You really don't want to shoot in direct sunlight because you have such a high chance of overexposing the photo and blowing out all of your details. So if you ever have a cloudy or overcast type day, I found that to be pretty ideal versus just a really bright sunny day. Here in Chicago, you can never predict the weather at all and it's completely out of our control. So sometimes you just have to keep looking for the perfect spot. I also want to give you guys another reminder to please go ahead and download our free PDF guide. This is something that you can keep on your phone and pull up anytime you're going out for a shoot and use it for inspiration or to remember some of the tips and tricks that we talked about. Another really important aspect to how your photos will turn out is ultimately how you end up choosing to edit them. And you can really evoke a lot of different feelings or convey different moods depending on what you choose to do. You've probably noticed without really noticing that a lot of your favorite brands probably have a very specific style or theme to a lot of their photography. And that's something that can be equally beneficial for you to try to do as your own brand. The photo editor that we've used for many years now is Adobe Lightroom, and we decided to create our own preset pack so with the click of a button, you can convey some of those different moods that we talked about within your sneaker photography. There's been a slogan that's always popped into my head anytime I think about sneaker photography as somebody who knew absolutely nothing when I got started, and that's if you're gonna have a premium product and you wanna charge premium pricing, you need to have premium photography. So that's really at the core of why I wanted to create this guide in the first place, to just be a helpful resource that I wish I had when I first started out. So once you check out our free guide, and if you do enjoy it, but you're still craving more, there is an extended paid version, which covers things like studio photography, poses with people, iPhone versus DSLR shots, more photo editing tips, and a full video detailed walkthrough on how you can Photoshop your own backgrounds. Plus, our Essentials preset pack is also included. If you're interested, it greatly helps support the channel at all, but no pressure at all. Just get started with our free PDF guide, and hopefully it provides a ton of valuable info for you. But speaking of PDF guides similar to this one, I've recently gotten the itch to do another, and I'd love to hear from you guys on some potential ideas for what could be covered in a future one. Some random topics that I've recently been brewing on that I think could be cool are something such as 10 ideas or 100 ideas for your first or your next custom sneaker, or how to land your first or how to land your next big client. I think those are the types of topics that are worth diving a bit more deep into. But I'd love to hear from you guys on some of your ideas, and of course, I would love to see some of the photos that you guys cook up after implementing some of the strategies that we talk about in this guide. So please continue to send those to me, whether you guys are DMing me on Instagram or emailing them over to me. I love seeing some of your guys' work. And I'd love to feature some of you guys soon, whether that be on our Instagram or covering it in an upcoming YouTube video. So with all that said, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Please go ahead and drop a like on this video if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed, and now everybody get out there and just create.